Just for reference, this is the house looking, we're looking east, coming around and walking on the north property line. They started cutting, I think, well, they set up Wednesday. They started cutting Thursday down below John Lanier's. That property below John is now across from Pug and Terry's grandmother. That's now basically a flat field there. They've got the chipper, the shredder machine down there, and load up the trucks down there and send the trucks to Cottondale to make wood pellets. So I'm coming up on the corner, the northwest property corner. That's my pink flags there. And this was my really a tall mess of trees on the property line. Keep going over here by the corner marker. I got out here early this morning and flagged these concrete corner markers, so I made sure the equipment wouldn't disturb my survey markers. And now this is the woods where the property line is. So there's the corner marker, and the property line's that way. So that the trees in the far distance, where the sun is shining back there, that's behind John Lanier's house. Walk through here. Got some pretty big trees. Left some standing. I don't know exactly why. I don't know if they'll be back for these. And you can walk without any brush. That pile right there. Remember about a month ago that oak tree fell down in the front yard. I had them shove that pile back in the woods. That pile was in the wood line, and now that they cut the trees, it reveals that I shoved some trash over on their property. And walk back here. I don't know if some of these trees were just too big for the machine to get a hold of. They could come back with a chainsaw and cut the giant ones. But a lot of the trees that cut were, I don't understand. That's a pretty big tree. But over here, this giant one, they're all hardwoods. The giant one was cut. Keeping an eye out for things wiggling around. And this is the swamp back here. They said that they were not going to come in and cut where the land got soft, that they'd mess up their equipment. That pine tree right there, they'll come back and cut that pine to send to a different mill. But the hardwoods turn into wood chips in Cottondale, or they're turning into wood chips here and then sent to Cottondale and turned into wood pellets to ship to Europe. So I'm making a straight beeline towards the swamp. Used to have to wiggle and go through briars and all of that to the swamp. But this is the swamp right here. And look behind me now. Do a 180. You might see right in the middle of the picture, that's my workshop. And continue to do a 180 down towards John Lanier's house. And this is the swamp here. I'll keep walking. Yeah, it's there's some standing water back here. Where my feet are sinking into the ground, so they may have to stop the equipment from here. Can't get any closer. They may go to the other side, the far west side of the swamp, but it's still the same swamp that we're used to staring at. I'm headed back. There's some trash on the ground. These things, when it floods back here, the trash washes up further and further. Or these may be old oil cans for when the chainsaw crew came in here 15 years ago. Walking back out, walking towards the house now. This big pine tree, that's the big pine tree on my property. That's that giant one. If they'll plant pines back here, they said they were going to put out herbicide, burn it, and plant pines. So it could be nice back here. When I talked to the man this morning, he was going over to Martha's son, Charles, said he was interested in buying the property over there to keep them from cutting it. So they struck a deal, apparently. They stopped on that property line. I couldn't give them money for swampland. With me approaching retirement, I need the money. Need the money in the bank. So I may go and mow that a little bit. I don't know. Over on my side. Now the good thing with these trees gone in here, I can put a fence up pretty good and not have to worry about any big trees falling on them. So that's what it looked like before. This is looking north. And this is what it looks like after. They would cut down the trees and the other tractor would come and drag them all the way back down to John Lanier's house, south of there, and chip the wood. So had quite an operation going. And here's back at the property boundary. And now the house is right up there. Signing off.